Hey guys, it's Sherry with Lee's Country Living. I just washed my hands. I just wanted to do a video. I'm going to be making some desserts to take to the funeral home tomorrow. Charles, my husband's going to be doing the funeral. But anyways, we're going to make some brownies. Yes, we're making them from a box, and that's okay because the love is still there, okay? And you may not want to watch me make brownies out of a box, and that's okay. But we're also going to make a 2 coconut cakes and maybe a few things of cookies, something like that. I don't know. But I just wanted to share it with you because I love you. And I hope you have a great day. And I don't know. So I like to watch videos of people just doing stuff, and sometimes they're doing it with boxed cake mix or whatever too. And so let's get to it. I just washed my hands. Oh, let me show you this though. Hang on. I got this at the Dollar General, and it is called Safeguard hand soap. Safeguard hand wash, it says. Enriched with skin conditioners. Notes of coconut is what this one's called. They've also got a lavender one. I'm not keen on lavender, but I did buy the lavender one because they had them wrapped up together, and it was a special if you bought 2 of them. But check that out, y'all. If you see it at the Dollar General, it gives Bath & Body Works a run for its money, and it didn't cost much. Okay, I'm going to put it back over here. But that hint of coconut smells so good. It smells so good. Here comes Daddy through. Where are you going, Daddy? Oh, he's just going to the bathroom. Never mind. Daddy lives with us now. He's been here since the middle of June. I use the chewy fudge kind of brownies. They're the cheapest, just about, but they're the best, I think. I like them better than them $3 and $4 boxes kinds, and I use Duncan Hines, but you can use whatever you want to. Duncan Hines don't, even know I exist, and that don't matter. Got my kitchen shears. Y'all look, I got this off Temu, and they're great. And it comes with a magnetic holder. It's just right on the side of my refrigerator right there, so my scissors are always handy. And it's got other tools on it too, things you can do all kind of stuff with. But I hate to be watching something and see somebody tear these open. I can't tear them open no more. I could when I was younger and do it good without making a mess, but if I was to try to do that now, I'd get brownie mix everywhere. We're going to go ahead and mix them together in the same thing just because I don't want to do it twice. Why do it twice? They're going to cook at the same time. They're going to get mixed up at the same time. They're going to cool down the same time. Let's see, and this calls for, I'm going to do a little bit different than the mix says. Not much though. Because I do like it as it is, but it calls for 2/3 cup of oil. So we're going to put 2/3, and we're doing them 2 of them, so we're going to do another 2/3. Let it overflow just a little bit. That just makes them good and gooey. That's the kind I like, the fudgy kind. Alrighty. I'll set that to the side. Set this to the side. And then it calls for 2 eggs. Before I start getting the eggs in there, though, I always, no matter what it is sweet I'm making, I put some salt in it. Put some salt in it. And I always put vanilla in any baked goods I'm making, just about. And this is grade A Madagascar vanilla that I got from, who did I get it from? There goes Daddy coming through. I got it from Mackenzie Boisvert. I don't remember how to pronounce her last name. But it's good. It's got the vanilla bean in there. It's the kind that sits and makes, over time. And she traded me this, or gave it to me. I think they were all sick, and I made them something or something like that. And she gave me some, and I'm just going to put however much I want to in there. A little bit more. And it smells so good. I don't know what's different about that Madagascar vanilla, but it sure smells good. And then it calls for 2 eggs, so we're gonna put 4 because we're doing double. Normally I'd crack 1 egg at a time, make sure it ain't bad. I'll do 2.
What are you cooking for? Funeral home?
Yeah, the funeral home with Papa Greg.
What is it for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah. I'm making this and some coconut cakes and cookies. You know, don't hardly nobody do that no more. Don't hardly nobody cook for the funeral home. They'll go buy something at Walmart. And I'm not down in that. But I like the way we used to do things. Let me rinse these eggs off my hand. And y'all, I didn't, whoopsie. I dropped that in the floor. Well, I dropped it again. It's just gonna have to stay there then. Anything that I drop while Charles ain't here, y'all see I didn't get dressed up either. But anything I drop while Charles ain't here, with my back like it is and me needing surgery and can't get it done and all that, it just lays there till he can get home and do it. Unless I can pick it up with my monkey toes. When my feet ain't swelled, I got long, skinny toes. And sometimes I can pick stuff up with them. So, I know that's weird. It's me. And then, let's see, it says 3 tablespoons of water. 3 tablespoons. Oh, gosh. Do I even have a tablespoon thing? Yeah, I got one. So, let me take this bowl over here and get me 3 tablespoons of water. All right, there's 6 tablespoons since we're doing 2. A double batch. And yes, I'm leaving my little paper towel that I dried my hands on. I'm leaving it there. Because for some reason, I don't know where in the world Charles has put my kitchen towel. But there ain't a kitchen towel to be found in here today. And I didn't check that before I turned you on. So I'm just doing without it. And you know, these brownies say don't mix them. Don't use no hand mixer or nothing. You just mix them with your spoon. Just till it's barely incorporated, because you don't want them to get tough or nothing. It normally says about 50 strokes, so I wait until I get it stirred up a little bit to start counting them. All right, but then remember, we put a little bit of salt and we put a little bit of vanilla in there. I'm hurting so bad, y'all. I'm about to have to sit down. My leg will go numb on me. Let me set these to the side. I can set these to the side now. I got my oven preheating at 325. We're using this light pan, and we only gonna spray the bottom, okay? We're gonna take our canola oil and just lightly spray the bottom. We don't even really care if it sticks to the bottom, right? But you know how brownies do, they pull away. Okay, now we're going to do that much. What I'm going to do. I got to get this last little bit off of the spoon here. I don't let nothing go to waste. And then we're going to grab a spatula. A spatula. Let's put them in here. And try not to bend down. So I'm going to put it on 23 minutes. Well, Sherry, why are you putting it on the timer on your microwave instead of the oven? Because this oven is crappy. The timer on it, you can't hear it. It just barely goes beep. That ain't for 50-something-year-olds. So the one on the microwave is loud. You know, it's like when your popcorn's ready. That's about all I use it for, is to defrost or heat up or make popcorn. That's just all I use the microwave for. But it'll go beep, 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 a few times. And I can hear that. So my stuff don't get burnt. Let me rinse my hands off. And my little Dolly Parton thingies. What are y'all up to today? Y'all comment on here. Don't forget to like and subscribe also. But comment on here and tell me what you're doing today. What you got going on. What are you struggling with? Can I help you pray for something? What good things has happened? Give me some, tell me some good stuff. What your grandkids made on that test. What they did on those end of the year tests. There's my timer saying, Sherry, shut up. We're going to get these out. Initially, I'm just going to pop them right there. But then I'll get Charles to get me out the little cooling racks. And we'll do the cooling racks on them. But we're going to let them cool real good. Here I am back. We're going to make some coconut cakes. And we are going to make them not from scratch. We're using box cake mix, but I'll show you how I do mine for the majority of the time. I do, I just juke them up a little bit. Hey, Charles, hon, can you come here?
Yes.
My back is hurting me, so I'm sitting down for this.
Yes.
I forgot to tell you, I dropped one of them little halos over there a while ago and squished it.
Oh my
And I
God.
couldn't bend over to pick it up. I'm sorry, can you get that? But can you hand me those boxes of cake mix?
Sure.
Thank you, pal. I love you. As Owen would say, Owen says, I love you so much right now. So much right now. Oh, will you hand me those scissors too, hon?
Just right now.
I've got the vanilla cake mix. Most time I use the French vanilla, but they didn't have none the other day, so we're using regular vanilla. But I'm still gonna put that Madagascar vanilla in it as well. Just juke it up a little bit. I guess some of the stuff I make, I do like that lady. Y'all remember that show that used to be on Food Network? I don't know where she's at now. She might be in syndication on something else now, but what was it called, honey? That lady that we said she was a sot. She seemed like she's drunk most of the time, but I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure she's a wonderful lady. What was it called?
Sandra Lee?
Yeah, but what was the show called?
I don't know.
It was Sandra Lee. Something like Almost Homemade or Partly Semi-Homemade. That's what it was. Semi-Homemade with Sandra Lee. I loved that show. She had some of the best little tricks and hacks and stuff and shortcuts. And she'd make some of the most elaborate looking things with using store-bought stuff and fresh, So we're just dumping these 2 boxes of cake mix in here. This video ain't about teaching y'all how to make a coconut cake. Y'all make a coconut cake however you want to make one. And like there's a lady at our church, Connie Willingham. I love you, Connie. You the best. Sometimes you mean, and it's okay. But she makes a coconut cake that was like a recipe passed down, kind of passed down. She had to figure out some of it because I don't think her granny gave her the whole recipe or something, or it got lost somewhere down the line. And that granny's gone on now. But she makes a cake that takes 7 days to make. Y'all, I ain't about that. Of course, I don't even eat coconut cake, though. I don't like coconut nothing. It's a texture thing or something. Okay, I had to pause that for a minute because I was getting a phone call from Sierra. Let me get back to this cake. I've emptied the 2 vanilla. What kind did I get here? Is that Dunkin'? Betty Crocker this time. I normally use, I think the French vanilla. I can't remember if it's Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker. But anyways, I get the certain kinds of each, so they're both good. Now, we need 3 eggs for each box, so we got 6 eggs here. And I'm gonna get my little thing over here, and we'll just crack each egg into this. Let me scoot it over a little bit there where you can see it. Or I guess I could move it around. Put this over here. I'll put you in there with them so far. Me back here towards me, I guess. Y'all, this ain't a placemat. It was just, it's actually one of them things you put to dry your dishes on, but sometimes I put it up under my, where I'm gonna be cooking. And I used to could do all the tricks with cracking eggs. Hey, Charles, can you bring me a napkin? Oh, no, they're right here. Never mind. Thank you for being willing. Are you taking a nap?
No.
He didn't respond, so I had to check. He's not taking a nap. Oh, no, I got it on my shirt. Why do I not have my apron on? I did that last night, too. Making supper at the Bible study. I didn't put my apron on. And I had brand new shoes. I'm not even a week old. They were Skechers. I got them up at Hamrick's. Good shoes. And they're like a brownish suede type something. And splashed oil all over them last night at church. Not happy about that. And I'm making a mess with these eggs. But anyways, like I said, I used to could do all the tricks with cracking eggs. Sorry. But now I have 3 trigger fingers. So, now I have 3 trigger fingers. So I can't do that either. I guess this is how I dump eggs in when I'm talking about something that don't make me happy. We had some eggs. I don't have them no more. We done went through them. But we had some eggs that little Matt Ash that's at our church, his mama Melissa had give us some fresh eggs. We love some fresh eggs. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We love some fresh eggs. How about you? So there we got 6 eggs in there. And a mess on my counter. And I'm not going to get up to put my apron on, y'all, because my back's hurting me and I'm going to try not to move hardly. Sometimes I can just breathe wrong and my back goes crazy, okay? What else do we need? We need a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, so we're going to use a 1/2 cup. You know what? I'm just going to put the rest. Finish off that thing of vegetable. It's D-U-N, done. And then now we need 2 cups of water. Hey, Charles.
Yes, dear.
Can you bring me 2 cups of water, please? I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. That's because this is just real. Just real people stuff. I'm not trying to do a bunch of editing. I'm not trying to do whatever. Watch me or don't watch me. I just want to put some stuff out there. The measuring cup?
Yeah.
It should be down in that bottom thing, the glass one. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's a 2 cup one.
Yeah, I'll wait the top's 2 cups.
Put it on something level though. While he's doing that, we'll slip some of our Madagascar. Oh, I forgot to put some salt. I always put salt. I just put it in here, everything. But not a lot. Let's see here. Is that too... Good job, honey. Oh, let's see. We'll just put it in. Nah, we'll pour it directly in there. I was going to put the vanilla in the water, but it'll go in the water when I pour it in here. And I ain't going to measure it. We'll just put some love in. And that does it. And then, you know, it says to blend it for 2 minutes with a hand mixer. You ain't got to do all that. But we are just gonna get it stirred up. Hey, honey, while you're in here, can you get me out another thing of Eagle Brand milk, sweet and condensed milk? I mean, because actually the one I've already got out here is the Great Value brand. It's not Eagle Brand. And bring a can opener over here, or go ahead and open those two. No, you don't got to yet, cause I gotta bake the cake first before I need that. Sorry, confusion. And I just mix it up enough. My little vase over here. It's not a vase, it's a glass cup, but it's what I've made a vase out of. To put our little Mother's Day roses in that we got from the church. We did red ones for live mothers that were present, and then red ones for anybody that had a mom they were going to go visit yesterday. Sunday. It's Tuesday, right? Yes, it's Tuesday because last night was Bible study, and that's on Mondays. I'm not used to glasses, y'all. I ain't had to wear glasses in my whole life, but now I do. But I only have to wear, I've got astigmatism. So if I've been looking at a screen for a while, or a computer, or the TV, or reading something for a little while, it starts getting real blurry. So I've got them on right now because I need to, or I'll get a headache without them. Charles said I look like a studious ladybug, whatever that means. Y'all, we gonna have fun. We just talking. Maybe I'll just... y'all. Charles is just gonna video this part because the tripod is in yonder. But we just taking out the cakes. They're done. I did do them for 29 minutes. Exactly. Now we're gonna... Now, you gonna follow me? Or are you just gonna keep videoing over there? We're gonna take a little knife while they're hot. And go all around them. Are you getting the cake, honey?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna do the same over here. You can use a fork, you can use the butt end of it, you can use whatever you want to. But I see this makes some pretty good little slits, you know. You can change the direction of your knife, change it up, make them sideways slits, make them whatever kind of slits you want. It's just going to help the Eagle Brand milk get down in there better. Okay, y'all, sorry about that. I had to switch it back to the tripod. Charles, not a cameraman. Now this is just Eagle Brand milk. I like to stir it up a little bit because sometimes the bottom part gets real condensed. And we don't want that. But we're just going to slowly pour it in little ribbons all over our... Make sure some gets on every one of them little holes we made. There's a fast forward button if you don't want to see all this. See how that kind of settles in the corners and the sides? We're just going to keep scraping it back up on here. You don't got to do it, but this is the right thing to do. You know, some people say there's your way, the other person's way. There's your way, my way, and the right way. Well, y'all know me. I think my way's the right way all the time. It might not be, but it is to me. So that makes it right to me. And if I'm the one doing it, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And that's right. Tell me if you agree with me or not. Come on. You can disagree with me. Just don't argue. I'm not about arguing. Arguing? How do you spell that? Not about it, though. Anyways, this cake is just soaking this stuff in. You know? It's just soaking all that sweetened condensed milk all into it and getting real good and squishy and tasty. Here we are, and the cakes have all cooled off, and they've soaked up all of that sweetened condensed milk. And I'm not making homemade icing, y'all. I'm not feeling too good. I've already overdone it today. This is what I like to put on a coconut cake if I'm not making icing. Whipped Fluffy White by Duncan Hines. It is a real good substitute for the icing on the coconut cake. And what I'm going to do, if you remember just a while ago, I forgot to put coconut extract in the cake, or sometimes I'll put it, if I don't put it in the cake and I catch myself, I'll put it in the egg brown milk. And, whoopsie. So I've already got 2 jars of this, and they're bigger jars than the regular size. They're a little bit taller, but it says 15% more. But, whoo, well, I just messed that up. I'm going to have to take it all out in one big woof, but I messed my little thingy up. Anyways, I'm putting it in this bowl because I'm going to just mix the coconut extract into it. And that's going to be just as good because people's going to take a whole bite, you know, a cake and everything. As long as you get it in something, it's going to be flavored a little more. I like the flavor of coconut. I just don't like the chewiness of it and stuff. It don't take much of that. That and the almond extract, it don't take much of neither one. So we're going to, there it is. We're going to stir it in just a little bit. Make sure that it gets good and mixed evenly. We don't want somebody, you know, biting into one little spot and it having a whole bunch of it in there. Yep, that'll do it. I think that's mixed pretty good. So we're going to take about half of this and put it on one. Take about half of it, put it on the other one. I love that song that's playing in there. Daddy's got the TV on. I forgot to shut the door when I come to make this part of the video. I had it shut a while ago. But that song's called Daddy's Hands, and we've sung it at many funerals. I need to ask Ella, had they thought about that song for tomorrow? For Papa Greg's funeral. This is the stuff. Baker's Angel Flaked Sweetened Coconut. That's coconut. That's what needs to be on a coconut cake, okay? And one of the little bags is too much, but one of the big, it's not enough, but one of the big bags is too much. So I got a little one and a big one. And we're just gonna I'm getting coconut all over me. again with me not having my apron on. I always have my apron on, y'all. What is wrong with me? What is the deal? I don't know why. I think it's such crazy stuff when I'm doing something. And that's just me though, y'all. I'm gonna put some of this. Now this one feels like it's a little old. Feels like it's almost dried out some. This bag of it. It's got little, it says April 2027, so it's good for a long while. It's still got another year, but it's, I don't know, it's just different than that other bag. That other bag felt like it normally feels. This one feels a little dry. I don't know, maybe it's just kind of a drier batch. Who knows? I like to kind of press it down into it some. And I guess, let's see how much stuff's in this. 7 grams of carbs in 2 tablespoons. I was going to say I could just give that to Charles to nibble on, but I better not. I'll put it in the fridge for later. Alright, y'all, we're done. We'll clean up our mess here. In a little bit, we'll clean it up. Now, right quick, I'm going to show you. Got the brownies all the way cooled. Those are the coconut cakes. They're already done. But remember I said we were going to let the brownies cool? And then we were going to pop them in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes. Well, that 10 minutes turned into an hour. But regardless, I'll show you. You know, normally these fudgy ones, if you tear into them and they're too hot, they go with the knife. It tears them all to pieces. But this way, it doesn't. Okay, and I normally kind of score mine up. There's 1, 2. Maybe a little bit more this way for that one. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now watch. We're just gonna pull that knife straight down through there, and it is perfect. Next part. Now, if you're having to cut them early, you could spray your knife with some cooking spray. That helps, but it's still not as good. It just pulls right straight through them like this. These, now, they're looking a little weird on top because I didn't show you that part, but I went ahead and drizzled some Sundae caramel topping on there. Yummy. I figure some people might want, you know, a little variation there, so. And that's it. I'll get it covered up, and they'll be ready for the funeral home tomorrow visitation. Well, y'all, I've just about done myself in today. I do believe I've done too much, but I do that all the time. And let me tell you about that a little bit, just a little bit here. I have long COVID. I had the original strand of COVID-19 in 2020 in that summer. I was working at Blood Assurance then. I was the liaison for the COVID-19 convalescent plasma, CCP. And we did a lot of good with that stuff, y'all, and everything. But that's a story for another time of how I got COVID and all that kind of stuff. It didn't have nothing to do with blood assurance. It was just ironic that I was the liaison for that. That was healing a bunch of people, and then I got all jacked up by COVID. Anyways, but I have a lot of different diagnoses, okay? Fibromyalgia, mixed connective tissue disease, complex regional pain syndrome, and there's another something that's just CPS that they said I've got, and then some other kind of tumor something that I didn't even know about until I went back to Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics about my sciatic pain and my terrible MRI of my back, and my doctor referred me back to them. Hadn't been to them in probably 10 years since they had diagnosed me with complex regional pain syndrome. But when I logged into my chart, I saw that they had those 2 other diagnoses on there that they never did tell me about. Thought that was odd. But anyways, I digress. I got borderline POTS. I've got dysautonomia. I've got all the stuff. I can't remember what they call it. Myalgic encephalopathy, I believe is what they call it. Another word for it's chronic fatigue syndrome. But that chronic fatigue syndrome just sounds like a catch-all, nothing, there's really nothing wrong with you type something. But it actually has another name, and it's a real something. And I've got it. And the best way to describe that, like I could be doing fine one minute, and the next minute I'm like a zombie. Can't hardly do nothing. No energy whatsoever. If I do too much thinking or emotional stuff or whatever you want to call it, if I'm using my mind too much, even if it's just reading or whatever, then that'll wipe me out physically. If I do too much physically, then I ain't worth a flip mentally or emotionally or nothing. And don't even throw in the pain, okay, that comes along with all that. But you pretty well have to figure what activities for you, it's not the same for everybody, but what activities for you uses how much energy. Like for somebody with the same diagnoses as me, their body may handle it differently, and they may say, well, taking a shower is only 1 spoonful of energy for me, and I've got 20 spoonfuls in a day. Well, the next person with the same stuff might say, well, I only have 10 spoonfuls in a day, and a shower takes 2 of them. So, like, what else am I going to do? Here comes Charles coming in. But I've pretty much used up my spoonfuls for today is what I was getting at. So, I'm going to let y'all go, and I love y'all. Like and subscribe, please. Bye-bye.